Meditation is all about peace. Your profession is all about, that passion.
But people don't understand the link. And I'm glad you asked this question. So my father was very keen that one of his sons should join the IAS or
Civil
IFS,
services.
the services and all that. And he thought that because I was so studious, I would make it. He, "Hey, GD. I said, "Kya hua yaar?" He said, "You made it, man. You made it. And not only that, you are second in the All India merit list." You see, one of my fears, and my dad used to keep telling me, Army not an intellectual place. You suddenly hit the rock bottom. Your senior is a stupid, idiot, dumbo guy who's highly into mysticism, spirituality, adhyatma, and all that. But you want to join the army? I haven't told this to anybody, but very paradoxically, I was very interested in Tibetan Buddhism. So that I would join them and I would fight for the freedom of Tibet.
What was the spiritual experience like?
Rising up inside. And all of a sudden, I felt ecstasy to be the most sacred river, Narmada. Because so many people have meditated on its bank. The water absorbs that, what is called the ojas. Sudam, utbe. क्या हो गया? क्या हुआ? मैंने कहा अबे किसी चीज ने काट लिया, देख क्या चीज है? वो देखा, ये तो सांप है। बाबा क्या सोचेगा मेरे बारे में? फौजी जला मर गया।
GD बख्शी सर, जिनके बारे में जिन शब्दों को हम यूज करते हैं वो है वॉर, सोल्जर, मेजर जनरल, सेना मेडल, विशिष्ट सेना मेडल, 1971 वॉर, बांग्लादेश, पाकिस्तान काउंटर इंसर्जेंसी, पंजाब काउंटर इंसर्जेंसी, ये सब बातें। लेकिन क्या उनकी कोई स्पिरिचुअल साइड भी है? क्या कुछ ऐसा भी है कि वो मॉन्क बनते बनते सोल्जर बन गए? ऐसा भी है क्या? क्या उनके गुरु थे? कौन थे? क्या उन्होंने उन्हें सिखाया? कौन सी समाधि की तरफ वो जाना चाहते थे? आज हम एक ऐसे साइड से मिलेंगे GD बख्शी सर के, जो उन्होंने ना किसी को बताई, ना उन्होंने कभी डिस्कस करी, सिर्फ किताबें लिखी हैं। तो आज समझेंगे उनकी उस स्पिरिचुअल साइड को कि समाधि से, मॉन्कहुड से सोल्जर बनने की जो उनकी जर्नी है, क्या थी वो? सर, आई वुड लाइक टू आस्क सबसे पहले कि was soldier, becoming a soldier, your first choice or before that
First
also
choice.
you had some dreams? Because जब हम बच्चे होते हैं ना, तो कई सारे ड्रीम्स होते हैं कि ये भी बनना है, वो भी बनना है।
Mine was very, I don't know, single point.
सोल्जर ही बनना था।
And then things happened which made sure that I became, I'll tell you, I'll share with you that I became a soldier. I had an elder brother who was a captain in the 11th Battalion, Jammu and Kashmir Rifles. He was killed in 1965, Indo-Pak War, blasted to pieces by a mine. It went all over, so they had to get little bits and they cremated him there and then and sent us just an urn. So when that urn came back, you see, it came back with one of the soldiers from that unit. So quite obviously, when my mom dad asked him how did he die, he said, no, it was peaceful, it was this, that, ye, wo. But I felt he wasn't telling the truth. So I took him aside and said, "Tu bata, what happened?" So then he told me that, look, your brother went with that M16 mine, it's this bloody big. And it jumps up till your intestines and then blasts. So every little bit of you goes all over. So naturally, I was shaken up a bit, eyes moistened. So he said, you can't cry. You have to take revenge. That's a Jawan of this army telling you that. It was So that made up my mind. I was already inclined. I made, made up my mind. But we'll talk of that as we go on. As we go on.
So, sir, it was your own decision or your family's decision, because sometimes it runs into families
Yeah,
becoming a
yeah,
soldier,
yeah.
or it was your individual choice.
Uh, well, in a way, it was a bit of both. My father was the chief education officer of the Jammu and Kashmir state forces with Maharaja Hari Singh. He was his darbari. So we have some photos of him with that darbar dress, achkan
Ah,
and this and, the sword and all that. So he was with the Maharaja, and he was personal tutor to Yuvraj Karan Singh. And then when the state forces were merged with the Indian army, so he was then absorbed and brought into the as a civilian gazetted officer with the Signals Boys Regiment education officer.
education officer.
So that's how his life then came, and then we were posted to Jabalpur, and that's from where he retired. So when my elder brother, everybody was quite sure that he would join the army. He was tall, very handsome guy, great cricketer, unlike me, and it was a given that he would join the army. As far as I was concerned, I was very fond of books. Most of my time in the library, come back with an armful of books. My library teacher was very fond of me, so she used to give me more than the authorized number of books and all that, and I would finish a book a day
Oh my
and
God.
that kind of a thing. And go back, I had to have ink on my clothes and all that. I mean, not the
Studious
army
kinds.
type.
Studious kinds.
Studious kind, not the army type. So my father was very keen that one of his sons should join the IAS or
Civil
IFS,
services.
the services and all that. And he thought that because I was so studious, I would make it. So, nobody talked about it. But, when I got to my 7th, 8th class, we used to have commando comics. Black and white comics, 50 paisa each and all that. So we used to buy. It used to be a princely sum those days, 50 paisa. I'm talking of the early
And buying
60s.
comics at that, in those times was a kind of a luxury.
Luxury. So we used to buy comics and then we used to exchange, and then that's how you would read a lot. So a lot of those World War One, World War Two, and strange amalgam, strange mixture in my mind. You see, I haven't told this to anybody, but uh, very paradoxically, I was very interested in Tibetan Buddhism. Deeply, profoundly interested in Tibetan
As a
Buddhism.
child?
As a kid, even as a kid, the especially the picture of the Buddha, that used to fascinate me. And then we were staying with my father was posted those days at Udhampur. That is the command headquarters now. It used to be the 15 Corps headquarters there. And a lot of people from Ladakh used to walk down that road. We were in a 3-storied house and I would sit and watch that
Monks
traffic.
going.
Some lamas, some this, some that, some guys with the Tibetan fur hats and all that, So, I don't know. It is some kind of I don't know.
A connection.
Incarnational connection. Some previous life. I don't know what it was, but I was very fond of all that. And then I started reading book. There was spiritual fiction by a guy called Lobsang Rampa. I don't know if you ever come across that guy. So he used to write about Tibet and what happened. And then, I started imagining as a kid that I would, Lawrence of Arabia, have you heard of him? T.E. Lawrence, that I would join the army and I would join the task force 22. Establishment 22 is the one that trains the Tibetans and all that, Chakrata and all. So that I would join them and I would fight for the freedom of Tibet. I never told that to anybody. But then suddenly this thing happened. My brother was killed. We immersed his ashes in the Narmada. And by the time I was in the 10th class, so next year I had to take my shot at the NDA if I had to. So can you imagine? We come back from that funeral, that immersion of ashes and all that. And I broke the news to my dad, Dad, I want to join the army. I want to appear for the NDA. And there was a boom, there was an explosion. He was quite, you can imagine my dad
He
said,
must have been, मतलब he could not tolerate.
because कि एक तो मतलब the first reaction was यार हमारे परिवार ने ठेका ले रखा है. I've just lost one boy, now the second wants to go. I mean, why can't the
Other families contribute,
let
huh?
them do their bit and all that? No, you're not going. Don't talk nonsense. So it was like that, And then I remember at the dinner table, Dad used to be very formal. It was almost like a mess run on the mess line of a mess. The whole family would sit for dinner and all that. He would sit at the head of the table. And I said, Dad, मेरे को try तो करने दो, जाने दो and all. He told me, look, son, don't be an idiot. He said, you are not the kind, by the way. You will be a square peg in a round hole. You are an intellectual kind. You read books. You don't play games. You are not outgoing. You sit and you
study.
And
You
you study
read.
and you read and you read and you read. So that's not. I know the army. He says it's not that I know what the army is. You are not the type. You will be a misfit. You will be a this thing, that thing. Don't even think about it. You study for your this thing. So then it went on. There would be, then it would, I'm telling you no. And I said, no, Dad, I want to go.
What was going in your mind? Because anybody who has seen the ashes of brother, the first
No,
thing.
but I was by that time quite head up. Actually, quite head up. And I wanted to take revenge. Whatever doubts I may have had in my mind were also, it was like that, that thunderclap that comes and everything. In a flash of lightning, in the dark night, you suddenly see the whole landscape. You see, so like I saw what was to come and this thing, and then I was crystal clear,
You were not
and,
fearful.
And there were debates in the house and discussions and this and that and all that, and ultimately it would come down to, I'm saying you are not going, and I would say, Dad, I want to go. I never defied my dad earlier, but somehow I used to get a lump in the throat and this thing and all that, but I just felt I had to go. I mean, there's no doubt. So then my dad said, something, there is a astrologer here, a Jain. He was a Jain, but he was less of an astrologer, more of a monk. He was a follower of Ramakrishna Paramahansa, right? So he said, you go to him. I said, Dad, I don't believe in astrology. I'll do what I have to do. I mean,
who can tell me?
आप देखो, मेरे को तो I am quite clear what I have to do. He said, नहीं, तू उसके पास जा. I am asking you to go to him, not because he is an astrologer, but because he does a lot of meditation and he is a follower of Ramakrishna and all that, and you are onto that line. So go ask him.
What's his advice?
So I said, okay, Dad. So I went out of curiosity, and that man, you see, Jabalpur, back alley, small lane, crowded and all that, and he had a small little house there in that by lane. So there used to be an entrance room, and then inside he would sit, and bare room, just a divan, this thing, and pictures of Ramakrishna Paramahansa on the back. And the old man, bald, big specs, high-powered, rolly-poly, and that room was a block of ice in the middle of a crowded alley, crowded house, and all. I mean, back alley with all the honking horns, rickshaws,
of noise, chaos.
Noise and chaos. Block of peace. Because of his meditations, I suppose. So he saw me. Dad had spoken to him, so he said, Hanji, show me your this thing. He had seen dad had sent him this thing and all that.
Patrika.
Patri, whatever you call it. so he said, suddenly in irritation, he threw it down. And he said, ye galat hai. I said, I don't understand. He said, no, ye tumhara time galat hai. Like, no, that's what dad, mom have checked and all that. And MH, if you are born in a military hospital, then there are no
military hospitals. There are generally
there are no problems of timing and all that. So he said, नहीं कुछ गलत है. I said, but why do you say so? He said, look, as per this, you should be a guy who's highly into mysticism, spirituality, adhyatma, and all that. But you want to join the army. So I said, I don't see the contradiction. विरोधाभास मुझे नहीं समझ आया. He said, you don't? The army is a Rajsik place. I mean, they like to drink, they like to have a great time, party, sharty, this, that, and all, fighting,
Why
alcohol,
fighting, violence,
war, this thing.
तामसिक,
आजकल बच्चे बस सिर्फ दो जगह जाना चाहते हैं, या एक्टर बनना चाहते हैं या फौज में जाना चाहते हैं. आई एम टॉकिंग ऑफ द 60s, you know. So there's something wrong, because as per this you should be deeply into
spirituality,
adhyatma and all that. I said, but I am. He said, are you? So he was now surprised, and then he sat up and he took more interest. I said, look, my idea, had I been born earlier, I would have perhaps become a monk. You know, either Tibetan or Ramakrishna order or wherever. I would have become a monk. And people would have said, ye bhagoda hai, bhag gaya, he couldn't, you know, take the rough and tumble of life, so he's fled, you know. I said, but if I join the army, I can get to the Himalayas, 16,000 feet, this thing, and I can meditate. He was, you know, he was dazed. He says, I never saw
this
an army carrier in this light. He said, you are the
Uh-huh.
first guy who's told me that he's going to join the army to go
And
to
meditate.
the mountains and do meditation, you know. So, but then he said yes. Then he now it's thing. I had opted for the Air Force. Then, when I had filled my form for the NDA. He says, my advice to you is don't get into the Air Force, get into the army. There is great danger to you from the air element.
Okay.
And I think you were damn right. He was damn right. So, in the NDA, I joined as an Air Force cadet. In my final term, I switched over
to army.
To the army. And I think I made a very wise choice, because things would have been different. I may not have survived, because he was right about the air, this thing, you know, the
Is
air
it?
element. Yes. So, you know, so then this is the way it happened. So my dad asked me what happened. So I told him. He also grew thoughtful. He says, look, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let this be a dry run for your IAS.
हाँ, एक बार एग्जाम तो दो.
तू एग्जाम दे दे और बुरा नहीं मानना, but you won't make it. Because, I mean, you're not the type. You're not the type. So don't be this thing, if you this thing, but it'll be a good dry run for your
Civil services examination.
Civil services, you know, you have the written, you have the interview, it's the same
हाँ,
format.
lot of pattern is same.
The pattern is the same, you know. So I said, okay, so I bugged it by form. He wasn't signing it till then. You know, the dad also has to sign. So I bugged it in and all that. And then I started preparing. I gave my written in. I got through the written. Then I gave I went for my interview to Mysore. The first time I had travelled so far all alone, you know. So I went to Mysore and gave my service selection board. And then I came back, and there were hills behind our house, rock quarries and all that. So I used to go every evening to the hills. I have been very fond of getting away from it all.
Peaceful place also.
A very peaceful place, and I used to just sit there and this thing.
My husband was posted there for 2 years. Yes.
Jabalpur.
Jabalpur.
My Jabalpur. It's a great city, by the way. It's a city with a personality.
It is. There is something in the air.
It's on the banks of the Narmada, you know, and that is supposed to be the most sacred river, Narmada. Because so many people have meditated on its bank, you know, the water absorbs what is called the ojas, you know.
Very true, very true.
So
the vibrations.
The vibrations. Do you know something? Maharishi Mahesh Yogi was from Jabalpur.
Yes.
Osho
Rajneesh
was from Jabalpur.
Yes.
Dr. Deepak Chopra
Oh my God, the spiritually enlightened ones all.
Enlightened one was from Jabalpur. So
There
you
is
know, at
something
least
in
you are in
Jabalpur.
you are in good company there. You know, because some of the vibrationals is very good. So you know, but then when I used to go sit in the very peacefully behind for an hour or so. I was fond of getting away from the madding crowd and you know the shaman instinct to be by yourself, to go into silence and all that. So I had that for this thing. So I was sitting there and one of my friends came running, "Oi, GD, GD." I said, "Kya hua yaar?" He said, "You made it, man. You made it. And not only that, you are second in the All India merit list." I said, don't tell
Oh
me.
my
I
God.
can't believe it. I said, "Show me." And I saw it. Number two in the All India merit list. So I quickly rushed to dad and quite obviously my dad was quite heavily invested in me because, you know, we were both similar people. He had very deep interests in Adhyatma and all that.
Education,
Vedas
Adhyatma.
and this thing, and he was an
So
educationist.
he used to see his own reflection in you.
In me. You know, that's what happens.
Ah.
When a father starts seeing in his son his own reflection, then you know he gets heavily invested in
Emotionally,
emotionally,
everything.
every which way. And you know, he used to spend quality time with me. Quality time with them. I don't think I've been able to do that with my kids, you know, because the way he used to do, he used to take walks every evening, he would take me along, you know, and he would start discussing Adhyatma, this, that, ye, wo. And I was quite somehow onto all this, you know. I remember we were just walking down the Narmada Road in Jabalpur, and there were bungalows, old army bungalows on both sides, you know,
Huge bungalows,
sprawling
yes.
bungalows and all that.
Cantonment.
So we used to also stay in one of those. So in one of the bungalows, we found on the portico veranda, there were a class of people sitting, and there was an old lady who was lecturing. And suddenly, my father, on a hunch, he just walked in. He said, "Come, son." He just walked in and he says, "Excuse me, what is the lecture on?" He said, "This is Professor Dungaji, professor of Sanskrit from Jabalpur University. She's giving a talk on the Katho Upanishad." So he says, "Can I and my son join in?" This is most welcome. She comes once a week. So and she's talking on all the Upanishads, the principal ones. You know, there are 10 principal ones which the Adi Shankaracharya has listed, you know, as the
Ishavasa Upanishad, Upanishad and all.
Katho. So he said, "You can come every week, you can join us. We have it once a week. Most welcome." So I started attending those lectures, and then he would discuss it with me. He would make me read the newspaper and discuss the
current affairs
with me and all that, you know. So he was that heavily invested.
So who is a guru? Who is your guru?
My guru was Swami Pranavananda Saraswati. He was from Bengal. He was an engineer, and he was a manager in a multinational corporation. He was the only son in the whole family, heir to a family fortune. At the age of 27, chucked everything and went to a forest in Maharashtra between the Ajanta, Ellora, Pittalkhora in Pitangalya Vihar caves. It was a tapovan, a forest of meditation. Built himself a grass hut, Parnakuti, straw ki hut. 15 years he stayed there and meditated, morning till night. And even if you go to that place today, there is a Devi temple, 12th century AD. There is a Mahadev temple, 8th century AD. Shiva Shakti together. High cliffs of the Shahadri mountain hill ranges all around, 1,000 feet high, straight cliffs. And dense forest. There used to be tigers, cheetahs,
and golden he stayed there
king
alone.
cobras. And he stayed there all alone for 15 years. Yes, the villagers then used to send the boys, you know, who used to by turn look after him and all that. And just stay there for the company and all that, and for wild animals. But nothing happened to him. 15 years he meditated. I used to go every year to him, spend 10, 15 days, 7 days, 8 days, annual leaves. You see? And I learned what the Vedic rishis were, what the Vedic ashrams were. They were all in the forest.
Yes.
Vanaspatayaha Shanti. The peace comes to us from the plants. Tranquility comes to us from
From
the
the plants.
trees. The still rooted life, sthirta. You know, you can just go into meditate. That's why they used to stay in the forest. Because it makes you so meditative.
So
And that's where,
meditation is all about peace. Your profession is all about, that passion.
but people don't understand the link. And I'm glad you asked this question. Meditation is all about peace, but prolonged spells of that peace get this flow of endorphins going, which make you creative, which take away fear and pain. It is the
Makes you
best
courageous.
thing you can get for the battlefield. You see, in the old days, the British days, they used to talk by लड़ाई में जाने के पहले लड़कों को रम पिला दो, धुत होके जाएंगे तो वो कर लेंगे, कोई डर नहीं लगे. But that thing, when it gets down, अगले दिन जब लथ जाती है ना, so then you get terrible hangovers, and then you are unfit for the next phase of battle. So that's not the way. This is the way. This is that soma, and I have experienced.
What was the spiritual experience like?
Oh, that's okay. I used to go to him every year, and this time when I went, my parents had become a captain. I was 26 years and all that. So quite obviously, the thing is, elder brother has died. You have to continue the family line kind of a thing and all that. So, shadi karo, shadi karo. I said, no, I'm not sure, because I was more interested in all this, and it would be an obstacle, this, that, ye, wo. So, no. So, you can do all this with marriage also, dad. So, I went to my guru and I asked him. He was a man of extremely few words. He said, I don't know. Why don't you ask the Devi as to what you should do? I said, but now I have a guru. And he never encouraged conversation. His drill with me was, get up at 3 in the morning, take your bath, take out water from the well, take your bath, thande pani mein, then go and meditate in the temple. We used to sit there 2, 3, 4 hours. Then take a walk around the forest. Then, when I used to come back to the ashram, there was a glade of 7 chandan trees, sandalwood. You were just hidden from the rest of the world. And he would tell the boys, sevadars, to go put a mattress there. He says, that's where you go. See you in the evening. So, whether you meditate, or you read, or you write, or you just sit still, that's your choice. But morning till evening, that was till sundown, that was the drill. I used to go there and sit, and my God, soak in the silence. And as you soaked in the silence, you used to start getting a feeling of bliss, euphoria, high, in which I used to feel poetic. I used to just start writing reams and reams of poetry, and all that. So then one fine day, when this was my routine. So one day, 3, 4 days later, I went to the temple and I meditated, and I felt very good. So I was taking a walk through the forest. There was a dry nala bed, and on both sides there were trees, and it was like a tunnel of vegetation. So silent and still. So as I was going there was a particular tree, I remember, on which there were white flowers. And it flowers, once in 7 years or something like that. And they were all full of white flowers. And on each flower, there were about 10, 15, 20 bees, honey bees. So the whole tree was humming like a hive. I just couldn't move. I just stood rooted to the bloody spot, And suddenly then I felt, like in an aquarium, you feel bubbles rising up. Something like that, rising up inside. And all of a sudden, I felt ecstasy. I felt bliss in the mornings, evenings, euphoria, yes. But ecstasy, isko bolte hai na, anand. I can't describe. It can't be described. You see, मुट्ठियां ऐसे कस ली, मुंह बंद कर लिया. आई फेल्ट कि मैं ये जो रसा है of Anand should not flow out of me. It was amazing, nothing before or after have I experienced that degree of Ananda. I felt like there was a tinkling river of joy. In Tibetan, there is supposed to be the Kailing Chu. In Lhasa, the river that flows is called the river of happiness. And I
Kailing Chu.
suddenly felt, inside I almost heard, you know how a river sings when it goes along, tinkles, there are polished pebbles, stones, this thing, river of joy flowing inside me. And later when I read the Rig Veda, I found it talks of this ecstasy, it talks of a river of joy. Ritasya dhara, amrit dhara.
That's where the Soma comes.
That's where the Soma comes. And I felt crazed for quite some time. What is happening to me? Nothing, like that I had come experience ever before. So then I ran to my guru's hut. But it was locked because when he was in meditation, nobody used to disturb him. And he sometimes would go and meditate for hours and hours and hours. So then I said, अब किससे बात करूं, किससे पूछूं क्या हो रहा है? So I went to my hut, I took out my diary. I said, let me record this experience, because this is amazing. So I started trying to write it down.
But you can't write.
and as I was trying to write it down, and gone. Suddenly I came back to normal life and I felt as insipid as a sucked out piece of orange. All juice gone in life, all happiness, and what I had experienced was the acme of happiness, you see. When my guru came, I sat with him and he said that, I said, Baba, I had a strange experience. What kind of an experience? I said, I don't know, I can't describe it. I just felt incredibly happy, ecstasy, this thing. I tried to tell him, but he just nodded. He said, now do you know how I have been staying in this forest for 15 years, all alone? I don't read the newspaper, I don't watch TV. And when people like you come, I keep wishing and praying ki jaye yaar. Because that's what I'm enjoying. That's what I enjoy every day. Therefore I keep quiet, therefore I stay here alone. So, but I said, but वो आया वो चला गया. तो he said, शुरू में आता है फिर चला जाता है. I said, how do I make it permanent, this state permanent? Keep meditating. That night, there and then I decided, yaar, to hell with my career, to hell with my life, I'm not going back. I want to
Stay here.
I want to stay here. And what do we strive for? What do we do? To be happy. I have never encountered greater happiness
Than this?
than here. So why should I go back? I'm not going back. So he used to tell me that, I could meditate at that time for about 4 or 5 hours non-stop. He used to tell me, meditate the whole night. You can sleep by day if you like, but change the cycle. Sleep-wake cycle, change it.
Change it.
And meditate the whole night. That is an advanced sadhana, one of the things that you do. So, meditate the whole night. The previous night I tried to meditate the whole night, but the food in the ashram was very simple but very good. So I dozed off at about 12. So Baba came to check in my hut, and he found me nicely asleep, snoring and all that. And next day, with all those little boys from the village, tribal boys, he had a big laugh. He said, "Ye captain sahab duty pe sota hai." So I felt very small and sheepish, So in the evening, I just got up. I took a little piece of cloth to sit. He asked me, I was going to the temple, which was about 200-300 yards from the ashram. He said, where are you going? I said, I'm going to the temple. He said, why? He said, I'm going to meditate there. Why don't you meditate here? I said, I feel sleepy here. Okay. Didn't say a thing. So I went and I started meditating. So we used to eat early, about 6:30 tha, 7. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. Somewhere around 2 o'clock or between 1 and 2 o'clock, I had been meditating for 7 bloody hours. And my eyes used to get glued together, my posture used to be fixed, and I used to lose all sense of space and time. Where I am, मैं कहाँ हूँ, मैं किधर हूँ, मैं जंगल में हूँ, शहर में हूँ, मरघट घाट में हूँ, लड़ाई के मैदान में हूँ,
all one.
gone. Like a tortoise, you pull in all your senses and you get ekagra chitta, and you can't open your eyes. It takes a solid effort to open your eyes. So I was meditating, and suddenly what happened was that there was a old temple, 12th century, there were bats. So one of the bats came out and tack, the bloody wing struck me full in the face. And I opened my bloody eyes in a fright, and I was, what happened? Then I looked at the watch. My God, it was 2 o'clock. 7 hours I've been there. My legs were jammed, and this thing, I was sitting on stone, by the way. Huh? But that stone, बहुत लोगों ने ध्यान किया है वहाँ. It almost feels like a bloody cushion. So my legs were jammed. So I said, let me just take a walk around the temple. Then I'll start again. So I walked around the temple. When I came to one place, there were a lot of statues dug up from there, Archaeological Survey of India. I was watching those statues. I was, oh my God. And it was Amavasya night. Pitch dark. Total silence in that forest. Suddenly you would hear from a distance some bloody whoop of a ape, फिर कोई मोर की आवाज, and then silence. And I said, my God, and those cliffs, 1,000 feet high. And that used to be a bustling town once, Patna. I said, imagine, yeah. I was just thinking. Then suddenly a thought struck me, let me just ease myself. I'll go around the corner and I'll come and start again. So there are about 60 steps in that temple. You see this? And I was pitch dark. I couldn't even see my feet. So in this thing, I was looking, this is not dry nala bed. Huh? I was looking for my chappal. So I felt something cold. So I put my foot and pressed to the snake. And that fellow, touch, he gave it to me on my foot here. I could feel the two fangs going in.
Snake.
Snake. And then I felt some burning kind of thing going up my leg like this. I must have jumped up 2-3 feet high, and jerked it off and all that. And then I said, what the hell has happened? So I couldn't even see. So I eased myself. Then I went back up the bloody temple. Here, there is a 40-watt bulb in the Garbhagriha. And there I looked at it and I found the area around was blue. There were 2 fang marks, and from one blood was flowing out. And snake, this word, कई लोग मर जाते हैं
सुन के ही
कि साहब मेरे को सांप ने काट दिया. They bloody have a heart attack and they go. So when I was there and a snake, I said, bloody hell. Oh hell. I still remember that feeling. I'm gone. The end. It's all over. And I didn't know what to do. So I said, then I thought I'll go down, maybe Baba ko bole, unko bole. Suddenly मेरे को ख्याल आया, कल I was trying to stay awake the whole night, and 12 o'clock I went to sleep. And he laughed like hell at me. Today, at 2 o'clock, I'm bitten by a snake. So I said, what the hell, yeah? What can they do? What can they do? And why trouble everybody else? When he's going, gone means gone. So I said, I'll stay here. And I said, what to do? I said, how do you die? So then मेरे को याद आया कि शास्त्रों में लिखा है कि if you, the right way to die is to go in the Padmasana and come out from here. You see? So I said, okay, let me sit in the Padmasana. It's all over. And I tried to sit in the Padmasana. Firstly, my leg was swollen by now. And here swollen, and swelling was coming up to my thigh. So I said, bloody hell. I don't know how much time I have. I said, let me try and meditate. Meditate तो क्या साहब, पहले तो टांग ना मुड़े. हाँ? दूसरा फिर मैंने कहा चलो एक टांग सीधी रख के मैं let me meditate. Close my eyes. And I closed my eyes. I saw a bottomless well. Dark, काला कुआं जिसको बोलते हैं. And I opened my eyes with fright. I said, हे भगवान, let me keep seeing this light till as long as I can. And I must have stared at that bloody bulb filament like a chap, बोलते हैं ना डूबता आदमी तिनके का सहारा. That kind of a thing. I kept staring like that. And then I said, यार मैं मर रहा हूँ यार, 26 साल है मैं मर रहा हूँ. I wish I had seen more of life. I wish शादी भी करके देख के चले जाते. And suddenly I said, what the hell? Who's this? But that's amazing. Many of my friends whom I talk to, who had been in war, Nanavati. He was a guy who got shot up on the first day, but he survived. The man shot him to his from this far. He said, "It like a horse kicked me and I fell down." I said, "But what did you feel when you were dying?" He said, "I felt, यार मेरी उम्र क्या है यार? I wish I had seen more of life. I would have felt more complete." And then the thought came to me. I said, "What the hell, yaar? Even if you now, die, you will come back. Because there is something in you unfulfilled. ये तो पड़ा हुआ है." Anyway, I was dazed. Then I tried to meditate. Then I started looking at the watch. यार मैं मर गया हूँ कि मैं जिंदा हूँ? I started trying to pinch myself. I was in a daze. I was meditating for 7 hours, man. All blood to your head and all that, you see. So then when I started, I had my black dialed watch with a red second hand. I started watching that second hand. मरा मरा गया 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 and all that. You see, एक बार घूम गया, 2 बार घूम गया. जब तीसरी बार ही घुमा, मैंने कहा यार, it's either not a cobra or it has not been able to inject the full thing. You see, when it puts now, the residual poison gets inside. But वो inject करता है. Fangs डाल के, he injects. If you pull yourself off before that, sometimes you may survive. So I said either of the two things has happened. So now I think I better
can
do
survive.
something about it. I better do something about it. कहीं गैंग्रीन शैंग्रीन हो गया, नहीं देखा, ये किया वो किया, कोई मेडिकल कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा. So वहाँ से I hobbled down. I had left my chappals up here, not left it on the ground. So I put on my chappals. I looked around, कहीं साला बैठा तो नहीं हुआ मेरे लिए.
दोबारा
Very
से
vengeful. Very vengeful. If they feel he had stepped on you deliberately or something, he come back for you.
Oh my goodness.
Cobras are that way. So I looked around. Then I reached the ashram. When I came to human beings, I felt a sigh of relief. किया थोड़ा safe तो है. So I now didn't feel like waking up Swami ji. Baba को नहीं जगाना. So I went to one of the disciples who was a tribal boy. Sudam, Mowgli type character, hair till his eyes. You can imagine the kind. And I've seen him pick up a bloody scorpion like that and throw it away.
तो आपको लगा कि he must be doing something, हाँ.
तो मैं उठा, सुदाम, उठ बे. क्या हो गया? 2:30 in the morning. क्या हुआ? मैंने कहा, अबे किसी चीज ने काट लिया, देख क्या चीज है. So I was hoping like hell कि अबे ये तो कीड़ा है, ये है, वो है, तो वो देखा, ये तो सांप है. With a smile he tells me, ये तो सांप है. I said, idiot, कोई
दवाई बता,
herb
कुछ दे.
पता है? नहीं, मेरे को तो नहीं पता. बाबा, shut up, don't bloody wake Swami ji. Woken up Swami ji. बाबा, कैप्टन साहब को सांप ने काट लिया. Naturally, he was shocked. क्या हुआ? Come here. So I went to him. He said, "What happened?" I tried to put on a very brave face. I felt so humiliated. As a soldier, कि तू साला रह नहीं सकता 2 रात. I've spent so many. I've spent days and days in the forests. What the hell? So मैंने क्या हुआ? Nothing, Baba. I think some fellow tapped me on the foot. तो he saw me smiling. तो वो कहते, अच्छा तो तेरे कदम चूम लिए आपके. तो मैंने कहा, हाँ. They show, so I showed, and the smile vanished from his face. Because by the time my foot was this big, ये वो, and the bloody area was blue, and 2 fang marks were there, clear, blood coming out of one still. So he said, when did this happen? I said, about half an hour now. He said, good. That means it was not a cobra. Otherwise, in the morning, we would have found you stiff and cold. You're quite pragmatic, matter of fact and all that. You're stiff and cold. But now he was also at a loss what to do. So I said, फिर मैंने भी उनकी तरफ देखा. Then I knew he was also wondering. I said, बाबा कोई सुई है? Needle है? So he said, हाँ. The boy brought that needle. Because in the army सिखाते हैं that when you get bitten by a snake, you take that needle, dig it up, and you press out as much of the poison as you can.
अच्छा, तो उसको
वो wound में डालो, snake bite जहाँ किया डालो, let the blood come out, so that with that blood you press it out, the poison. That is supposed to be the drill, and then you tie a tourniquet. So from one of the fang marks, I pressed out something pinkish blue bloody came out. Then I tried to press the other. जहाँ से खून आ रहा था. and the bloody pain was so intense कि मैं roll कर गया यार, despite myself on the roof floor. You know, you were watching all this drama. Then I got up, I tried to smile again. So, because you see, as a soldier, the worst thing is to show fear. You can't show fear. वो इज्जत का सवाल, मैं कहा बाबा क्या सोचेगा मेरे बारे में, कि फौजी जरा मर गया, लेट गया, चिल्ला रहा है, रो रहा है, पिट रहा है. मैं कहा that I won't do. So now we both looked at one another. He said, look, कई साल पहले यहाँ एक साधु आया था और वो बहुत सांप शाप देखे तो बोला बाबा आपको तो नहीं काटेगा, अगर गलती से कभी काट लिया तो ये मंत्र है. He said, I haven't tried it. Would you like to try it? I said, Baba, at this time,
anything.
I'd like to try any bloody thing, man. So he said, ठीक है. So he sang. He used to sing very well. So he sang, and it's a shlok in praise of Narmada. She has the soul of the river Narmada has the power to cool the snake's poison or take it away. That kind of thing. मैंने उनके साथ उन्होंने मेरे को रिसाइट कराया 1 बार 2 बार 3 बार, फिर कहते हैं अलग गाओ उसको. So I did it, and strangely I felt better. I was feeling a haze, that haze started going, so I felt better. He says, how do you feel? I said, better. So he says, okay, it's like this. Time now is about getting close to 3, right? So if you want, I'll send Sudam to the village right now. वहाँ से वो बैलगाड़ी जोतेगा and he'll go to the town. By the time he reaches the town, it will be well past morning. So what we can do now is we have a telephone. So we will telephone the doctor to come with the first bus in the morning that comes at 7. Is that okay by you or you want him to go? I said, what do you feel? He said, I think it's okay now. I said, okay, thank you. Don't send him. Don't. It's just a waste of time. It's so bothered. He said, मैं बाबा मैं जा रहा हूँ. Where are you going? Back to the temple. And I got up, hobbled away from there, and I don't know from where the steel came, I'm going back to the temple. He says, don't go, mat ja. Nahi baba, main ja raha hu. And I started walking. I was almost out of the ashram. He came behind me. He said, अरे बाबा जाना है तो torch लेके जा. Most practical, very great common sense he had. I was like, yeah, that is right. So I took that torch and I went. वहाँ तो मैंने बोल दिया और दिखा दिया कि I'm not scared, and
I'm a soldier,
I'm a
the
soldier,
one.
this, that and the rest. And then when I reached the bloody forest all alone and झिंगुर को and ये सब वो गया, अकेला पड़ गया जब फिर your courage started trying to,
Go a little.
So when I reached that bloody place, पहले तो मैंने दूर से बड़ा अच्छी तरह से लाइट मार के देखा, चप्पल बिल्कुल ऊपर जाके रखी, जाना पहुंचे. I tried to meditate. I tried for an hour. But I couldn't. The moment I would close my eyes, I would feel I'm going, gone. And I would see कि यार light देखते रहे. So 4 o'clock or so in the morning, I said, it's over. No good. So I walked back. I didn't wake up anyone. Didn't disturb Baba. Didn't disturb that guy. Quietly went to my hut and I tried not to sleep because वो सांप काटे में नींद आती है. And then that is how you vanish. So I tried not to sleep, but I was so dead tired that I knocked out. Morning, about 6 in the morning, first light, I fell on my face and I found Baba and Sudam and 1 or 2 more boys standing and looking at me. Now, they were not sure whether I was dead or I was alive. And people have a slight hesitation on touching a dead body, So they were all just standing and watching. Nobody even checked my pulse or whatever, They were standing and watching. When I opened my eyes and I saw my guru in front, I tried to get up, to touch his feet because I always used to do that. So, no, don't. When I tried to get up, my leg was swollen till here. My thigh had gone this size and my foot was this size, So anyway, I got up. He said, no, Baba. I got up, washed my face, this, that. He says, come to my hut. So I went to his hut. What happened last night? I told him. He said, तू एक सवाल लेके आया था ना मेरे को पहले तो मेरे को याद नहीं था कि मैंने सवाल
सवाल
पूछा।
कौन सा था?
कौन सा था? तो कहता है कि सर तूने कहा था ना कि whether you have to marry or this thing, अब तेरे को आंसर मिल गया? I said, no, I don't understand. He says, देखो, निवृत्ति मार्ग के लिए प्रारब्ध कर्म पूरे होने चाहिए. You can't, till your prarabdha is finished, you can't take
This
the,
path.
संन्यास. कहता है कल अमावस्या की रात थी. संन्यास अमावस्या की रात को लेते हैं. You die to this life and you are reborn in another life. I sensed that you wanted to, meditate and make that state permanent. So I let you go. But you've gotten the answer, haven't you? I said, yeah. So he said that, he said, देखो तो पत्थर उठ के तो नहीं बोलेगा ना. But is there anything more clear to you than this? You know, it is a clear answer. I said, yes, it is. So, but I felt very dejected. I said, I was not fit for that life. I said, no, it's not that. You have your karma to finish.
Which
you
you
have
will
your
have
wars
to.
to fight. You have whatever to do. Do them and then come back. Keep coming. Nobody has this thing. We've just been told this door is closed for now. Right? So I was shook up. And I was getting up to walk, because then he said, from this thing. और तूने एक और सवाल पूछा था. वो तो पूछा था, वो तो जवाब मिल गया. कि नहीं, this path is blocked. निवृत्ति मार्ग is blocked. I was reading the Gita, and in his ashram, everybody sits on the floor, so the windows are at floor level. So as he was walking past, I saw his feet. And suddenly I was at that Gita, Adi Dev, Adi Bhoot, Adi Yagya. I found these three terms, and I found these three terms. So I saw him walking past. I said, Baba, iska kya matlab hai? He was a great scholar in the Gita. So he came into the hut, looked at me. I said, iska kya matlab hai? And he shook his
Shoulders.
I don't know. And then on that 2 days later, he tells me, तुझे याद है तूने पूछा था Adi Dev, Adi Bhoot, Adi Yagya क्या होता है? I said, did I? So he said, yes, you did. अब तेरे को पता चला क्या होता है? I said, नहीं. He says, Adi Bhoot is when you are going faster than you should. You are faster than your time is ready. And the elements stop to bar your path. अधिभूत से विघ्न जो आता है, अधिभूत से आता है भौतिक. उसने रोक दिया तेरे को. तू कर ले, ट्राई कर ले, तू जा नहीं सकता इसके आगे. This is the test.
So the elements will keep blocking you because there is a timeline for everything.
There is a time for everything.
There is a time for everything. You can't go past it.
You can't go faster than that. You can't speed up your evolution, right? So he said, I was shook up. That's the way he was. So that's about Baba and that's about Soma, my experience of Soma. Then he told me what you had experienced was Soma.
This is so unique, talking about
Are
spirituality.
you interested in poetry?
Yes.
Yes, then I'll
Very much.
I tried my level best to record that experience even later. I couldn't. Then one fine day I was sitting in my home, again in one of my annual leaves. This is Ramakrishna. And suddenly I felt a silence. And something sort of prompted me. There was a page and a paper and a pen.
It comes like that only.
And I picked it up. So I'll just sort of read out to you. मुझे मुक्ति मिली एक सघन वन में, एक पुष्पों से लदे वृक्ष के तले, जहां सैकड़ों मंत्र मुग्ध मधुकर मिलकर उस महामंत्र को गुनगुना रहे थे. भंवरों की गुंजन सुनकर विस्मित होकर मैं वहीं उस गुनगुन में ऐसा खोया कि मुग्ध हो सुनता ही गया. लगा मानो भीतर एक आनंद नीर कल कलरव कर हृदय स्तोत्र में फूट पड़ा हो. नीर इज रिवर. आनंद नीर कल कल कलरव कर हृदय स्तोत्र में फूट पड़ा हो. फिर अनंत आनंद की आंधी आई, रोम रोम में प्रफुल्लता छाई, वायुमंडल में सोम रस भर गया, हुआ हर्ष उल्लास का वेग महान. अरे क्या मैं भवसागर तर गया? पर नहीं, वह आनंद सागर की बस झांकी थी. सोमरस की थी एक बूंद, जिसे चख कर मैं दंग रह गया. समस्त चेतना में ज्वार भाटा सा आया, फिर वैसे ही चला गया. मुझे छोड़ गया नीरस निर्जन फोका, सूखा हुआ एक कुआं जिसमें कभी जल था. This is this thing. And on आनंद, ये आप देखिए, what is that आनंद? आनंद राग की धुन धूप की किरणों की चंचलाहट से बनी है. ये धुन अनाहत से बनी है. आनंद राग की धुन बच्चों की खिलखिलाहट से बनी है, फूलों की मुस्काहट से बनी है. ये धुन अनाहत से बनी है. अनाहत शब्द.
अनाहत
See,
शब्द.
this is hat, clapping, two hands. Here the sound of clapping with the one hand, that is anahat. Unstruck sound जो अंदर से आती है. अनाहत, अनाहत. बिना हाथों के ताली. That is Zen. This is the Zen koan. Na? Here the sound of clapping.
Where
with
there
two
is
hands.
no direct cause.
It comes from within. It is unstruck sound, unhat. Otherwise, the tongue strikes the air and palate and produces sound. You know, but nothing strikes this. No gong, no this, no that. It comes from within. That is the Omkar Shabd comes from within. Anat sound. The sound of the cosmos.
So beautiful. Well, I never imagined a
But life
spiritual.
of a soldier is like this.
Huh? A spiritual side of a soldier.
But in India, there is this tradition of Sant Sipahi. Who was Guru Gobind Singh? Saint soldier, saint, Sant Sipahi. Maharana Pratap, Sant Sipahi. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, Sant Sipahi. You know, so, I mean, it is a tradition. It's a tradition. In the Indian tradition, the soldier is not Raj Singh, the spiritual soldier. And he's always-
So spirituality and being a soldier,
Facing
actually-
death go hand in hand.
it goes hand in
Dharma
hand.
kshetre, Kurukshetre. Quite obviously, when you see death and dying, you will
Become
be
spiritual.
spiritually inclined.
Yes.
You know, there are no atheists in foxholes. No atheists in the war front. सब कोई जा भी अपने अल्लाह, मालिक, वाहेगुरु,
ईश्वर, देवी सबका नाम लेते हैं.
सबका नाम लेते हैं लोग.
And that's the beauty of it
That's the
also.
beauty.
That's the beauty of army also.
That is the beauty. That's why Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre. The fastest way to heaven is the battlefield.
Do you have any regrets?
None whatsoever. I don't think I could have asked for a better life. If I had my life all over again, I would do it. Just do the same. Exactly the same. Exactly the same.
You are a morning person or evening, night person?
I am both in a way, because like with my guru, I could do 3 o'clock in the morning also. And then a strange thing happened to me when I was fighting in the fronts. All fighting takes place at night. So most of us used to stay awake the whole night. Even when you were not exactly in combat, even in the headquarters, I used to keep my headquarter awake. That most of the action takes place at night, you guys stay awake. There are guys fighting, somebody gets shot up, injured, you have to get the
You have to
chopper.
coordinate. Huh?
You have to coordinate, ye, wo, ye. So don't wait. So don't tell me in the morning, I'd stay awake. So I would either take up a book or do something or read, write, but stay awake till 2:30, 3. So I'm both a morning and a night person, both.
So there is
Now
one
mostly night. I do most of the writing at night.
at night.
At night. It was
So-
the quietest.